Welcome to the Maxwell Wildlife Refuge. The Maxwell Wildlife Refuge was created in the 1940s. It was a donation from the Maxwell brothers. They were sons of early McPherson County pioneers, and the two brothers wanted to see a piece of prairie preserved and restocked with the native grazers so that future generations could see what this part of Kansas looked like historically.
The Public Lands Division oversees and manages around 420,000 acres of land and water in the state of Kansas. We have a great diversity of employees that work in our division. We're kind of jacks of all trades, you might say. We do a lot of agricultural type farming activities. Several of my employees are also law enforcement certified to conduct patrol activities on our properties during hunting season and the summer holidays. So we have a lot of varying responsibilities in the division: mechanicking, farming. We conduct a lot of cattle grazing as part of our habitat management. We have prescribed burning requirements for our managers, certification that comes along with that, and occasionally we're asked to assist on a statewide level for wildfires. Well, we are public servants. In the Public Lands Division, we're providing land for recreational opportunities, whether that be for our hunting public, our fishing public, our wildlife viewing public, or just people that want to get in touch with nature, come out and view some bison, elk in a natural prairie setting. That's what we're here to do, is serve our public in that capacity. Our mission for the department when it comes to bison management is to promote the state and national mammal, to provide educational and information type activities in natural prairie settings. Again, with the urban sprawl, we're seeing some of our native grasslands disappear, habitat at a decline. So these pristine natural prairie ecosystems are very important to us, and that's our mission, to conserve and enhance those opportunities for the public to interact with. Like I said before, our department has been actively involved with conserving and promoting bison in the state of Kansas since the early 20s, when the national movement started. And for years, we really weren't relying on outside organizations such as the Kansas Buffalo Association and the National Bison Association for communication and networking, and how can we help each other out. It's just been in the last few years that we've really taken a more proactive approach to try to involve these outside entities. As I said, we are mostly privately owned in the state of Kansas, but what we're trying to do from the public standpoint with our bison herds could affect a local producer here in the state, or even a national producer, or even the industry at the national level.
We're here on the east end of the refuge. It's located in the very southeastern tip of the Smoky Hills. It's comprised of the large rolling hills of sandy loam soil with occasional small outcroppings of Dakota sandstone. It's in an area that gets long-term rainfall of 29 to 30 inches, and that supports a mixed grass prairie of over 200 species of plants. We have had visitors from all 50 states and about 36 different countries. Well, sometimes they don't even have words. They're so amazed, they're almost speechless, you know. And the ones that will talk to you are so enthralled with the 360-degree view on the open prairie, you know, when they get up here on a high spot, the view that they have from that.
Welcome to the Sand Sage Bison Range and Wildlife Area.
When we were at the winter conference this winter, I was able to sit in and hear what your conservation committee's been working on, and they presented an application, I think, is what they had been working on for your private landowners, and a way of actually land stewardship is what I saw, which really surprised me. I mean, coming from the conservation world where I am, that's what we are about. But it seems like a lot of times when we have been around producers in the past, and not necessarily the bison community, but other producers, a lot of it is maximizing production, maximizing profit, and that sort of thing. And if they can do that while there's other critters around, that's fine. If not, that's fine too, you know. And so it was really uplifting to me to see private landowners that are very interested in not only trying to manage towards a more holistic system on their ranches, but actually having professionals out there that are helping them do that and then rewarding it.
Well, I guess from an agency standpoint, you know, we are a natural resource department where we focus on, especially in the Public Lands Division, hunting and fishing, and providing recreational opportunities. But like you had mentioned earlier before, Tom, you know, our agency was part of the national conservation movement clear back in the 20s, where we became a part of that movement. And when I came on board as director in 2015, I guess my question was why we weren't involved more with the National Association, even with our local Kansas Association. And I view us as having a unique role and maybe a different niche in the bison industry, where we're not necessarily out there for meat production. We're from the conservation standpoint, and potentially having a viable herd genetically wise that somebody could come and purchase one of our animals and keep that genetic vitality alive and well. We're all about, you know, grazing in our Public Lands Division with cattle. You know, why wouldn't we be for bison? And the way we manage our different herds across the state varies. But we utilize grazing, and the bison were the first grazers in the territory. So I only look to promote, support, you know, the bison industry, and view our niche as a role of support for the National Association and the Kansas Association.
One of our bigger challenges that we deal with here in this particular type of environment is variable rainfall. In the Sand Sage Prairie, it's pretty much a boom and bust type environment. When we have rainfall, we can produce a lot of forage. When we don't have rainfall, we can't produce much of anything. My first handful of years when I first got here in the early 90s into the mid 90s, we had great rainfall, lots of precipitation, and we expanded our herd size during that period of time. Our greatest numbers, we had about 125 head year round, and then when we had calves, it was up to around 180 head during the summer. Having that many animals for us made it very tough to deal with the drought. We can destock about once a year. We take animals to auction. During the rest of the year, we just don't have much of an option. We can't run out there with a cattle trailer and some portable panels and throw 10 head on and run them down to the sale barn and get rid of them. So we're always looking ahead.
On behalf of the Kansas Department of Wildlife, Parks and Tourism, we would like to welcome the participants of the National Bison Association Summer Conference to Kansas. We hope you enjoy your stay.